Hello everybody, Hounds Polish's Wednesday live video today. We're doing a headquarters tour, so you can see I'm standing all the way out on the street near the sign, and doing a solo today because Chris is actually helping the media team, the creative team, with upcoming project that's going to be pretty exciting. So looking forward to that. There's Anton. Good morning, Anton. I hope you're having a good cup of coffee or tea, whatever you enjoy. And there's Chester there too. What's up, Chester? So I'm out here on the street, and I'm going to take you through the whole thing. So I'll probably flip the camera here and there just so you guys can see, but I'll flip the camera maybe. May not let me do it. Anyways, I'll just go like this. So if you look down here, this is I-25. So I-25 is an interstate, runs from the top of Colorado to the bottom, north and south, and beyond. So right off the highway here, and then over my shoulder over here, I'm going to try to get it. Kind of might be able to see it. Like up here, kind of like right in here, there's a little overpass, and that's 90 seconds. So in Colorado and Denver, the streets that kind of start in the city and run north, that run east and west, are all numbered. So we're here off 84th. You go up there to 92nd, and then when you get to 104th, if you go up on 104th, go east, I don't know, maybe a half a mile, and then just north a little bit, there's a company called B&B Blending, and that is where all of our formulas are made. So, we kind of sit under the same ownership group, and so it makes it really cool that we can partner with them and collaborate with them on new products, updating our formulas, making sure they work. So I got a selfie style today. I can't flip it, so unfortunately you guys see me the whole time, but I might be able to finagle it in a way that you can see everything. So and there's Rodney. What's up? Good morning, Rodney. And Mr. David Boyce. Afternoon. Hey, my day is great, man. I actually just this morning flew back from Memphis. We had a big conference out there at a convention center. So I was out there talking to people, talking about, a lot of this is kind of a group of people that are very much familiar with waxing cars. Kind of feel like that's the norm, but we're really educating them on ceramic coatings and how to maintain them. So it was good. But I landed around 10:30 and ran home and changed, and got here at headquarters around noon and got ready to do this. So Anton says glasses with a question mark. Yeah. Full disclosure, I turned 40 and I had to get glasses. So it's pretty new. I got them on Saturday, and now I got to wear them for 2 weeks for the doctor to make sure they're doing good. What's up, Juan? So I was kind of like out over there on the street. Now this is like kind of the customer parking area. You can see we got some customers in here, and behind me is the sign here, plus some 5G towers. So if you guys have 5G, it's a good spot to be. But we're gonna head over here into our retail entrance, and our retail store, pretty cool. I mean, I think like the Anaheim store and Scottsdale store are also like really super nice. So dude, thank you, man. We're live on YouTube right now.
Oh yeah.
But come into the retail store, you can see you kind of walk in, and up above when you walk in, you got some vintage Schwinn bikes. And this is all part of Adam's Schwinn bike collection. So really kind of unique. He has a deep history with like detailing bikes and everything. So he's got some like really cool stuff. And then when you see like these vintage car wash signs and stuff, that's all part of Adam. He loves all of that. And actually, by the time we get like to the end of the tour. So we're gonna go almost like directly behind me here into retail, but there's this door right here that we're gonna end at. So we kind of make like a big loop around. So once we go into those offices, you'll be able to see some, even like some vintage car care stuff that Adam collects. So pretty cool. Let's see, got a question. So William Van says, if I previously applied graphene spray advanced, do I have to physically remove it to apply 9-year graphene advanced? The answer, William, is no. They're very much like the same formula, same makeup. It's just a different ratio of solvent to the ceramic, like raw ceramic. And so what I do recommend is like getting some of the prep stuff done. So like at least clay bar it. If you feel like you want to make the finish look a little bit better, you can even like one-step polish it with one of our blue pads, or you can fully do a 2-step polish on it and then go ahead and get into the application, including using the surface prep. But any ceramic coating that exists, whether it's ours or somebody else's, no big deal. You can just go coat right over it, and it's gonna still be, still have the longevity, the durability, and everything. So, Katrina says, "Who has to dust the bikes?" Well, customer service does, and sometimes I'll get up there and do it. Every time Adam comes into town, he actually jumps up on the scissor lift and does it. So, yeah. So Jeff, he says, detail spray on tap. So actually, it's a good segue, Jeff. I appreciate it. But yeah, we got detail spray here on tap, and also this big sticker wall. So the sticker wall, when you come in, you grab a free sticker, write your name on it, and stick it up here. It's getting pretty full, but you can see a lot of people's signatures. You know, if you've been here before, maybe you'll see yours. But pretty cool. Just we wanted to make something that was like memorable, especially for like our customer base and for us too. You know, I think this really shows the community that we've built here at Adams Polishes, and we're very, very proud of it. So, so yeah, the detail spray on tap. So I'll ask him here in a second, but I think like if you bring an empty 16-ounce bottle, it's like $6 to refill it, and then a gallon I think is even less than that, or not less than that, but a really good deal when it comes to refilling your stuff. So, you know, bring your empty bottles, come in. We've even had people come in with like vintage Adams Polishes bottles and refill, continue to use it. So it's pretty cool, you know, detail spray on tap. I mean, I think, you know, the thing about Colorado is I think still to this day, but for a long time, you know, microbreweries were like the thing here. So, you know, we wanted to have a little like nod to the craft beer culture here in Colorado. So we threw up a tap, had a custom Adams Polishes tap made and everything. So it's pretty cool. Got another question. So Juan says, what is the shelf life on your products, Joe? That's me. I bought a lot of products last year and still unopened. Thanks. You know, I think with the unopened products, you're good for quite a while. I think like a generalization would be like 2 years. But if you have them, you know, like tucked away in a cabinet in your garage where it doesn't get like extremely hot or extremely cold, they last a really long time. They're pretty resilient as far as, you know, the quality of everything inside. Really, if anything that changes is going to be the dye that's in it. So like the pink dye in detail spray, you know, the blue dye in car shampoo. Like I've had detail spray that actually froze completely and thawed out, and it looked a different color. It was like almost like a dark pink, like magenta. And I still used it. So, you know, the raw chemical that's really working on your car is the thing that will last a long time. So, you know, I think on certain things, it also depends, like ceramic coating, once you open it and it's exposed to the air, it will like crystallize around the ring. But if you close it up and air doesn't continue to go inside of the bottle, you're good for quite a long time. So, so yeah, I don't overthink it. I think if you're able to spray out of the bottle, and like in detail spray, as an example, you're able to spray it out of the bottle, wipe it, and it works as intended, you're fine. So, yeah.
Okay. So
So I'm gonna come in here. I'll answer some more of your guys' questions as I go through this. This will be like a kind of a headquarters tour, but also like a Q&A for you guys as well. I think is pretty cool. So we just came from back over there, the entrance. Now I'm kind of in the heart of the retail space. So generally always have like a pretty cool car in here, which is always fun and interactive. We got our hex lights hung up. We have, I think it's 3 sets hung up in the retail space here. But cool car, a little M2 Dynan, which is a sick car. I've been able to drive this, and it's a manual shift, manual transmission, so even better. We all like manual transmissions here. But as you can see, like, we have customer service representatives. You can come in, ask questions. You can even like buy stuff online and then check a box that says you're gonna pick it up in store. So really like a unique place. We hold a lot of events here. So, you guys have heard of our tent sales, detail clinics, all different kinds of stuff that really, I think for us, there's no better way to ask questions and learn about car care than being face-to-face with somebody, and on the live as well has been a really cool resource for everybody. So we're very open. Like if you're local in Colorado, you're visiting and you're like, hey, is Joe here? I work kind of like upstairs up here on the other side of this wall. I'll come down and I'll give you as much time as you want from me. I mean, I think last week there was a guy that came in and I spent like 2 hours with him. He was talking stories. I was telling him stuff about our products, all different kinds of things. So yeah, I mean, we're really here to help. We think of detailing as problem solution. So like, what is it you're trying to work with? What you're trying to work on, fix, whether it's scratches, better washing routine, like we usually have all the answers for it. So let's see. So graphene wall. So this is probably one of the more popular walls that is in our retail area. We got everything from spray coating to graphene ceramic coating advanced, the regular coating, glass coating on the other side. Then you can even get the kits up here, and then a lot of different like accessories and things, a lot of the maintenance products. But we sort of categorize these. So got the ceramic wall. When you come over here, you have more of the polishing wall. So you got your machine polishers, all your compounds polish. We also are a distributor for Rupes, so we have like almost all of their machines, compounds, pads, everything. Then when you come over here, you got shirts, apparel. You got more like, I might call opposite, foam cannons, compact pressure washers, a lot of towels and washing material, and then you get into like soaps and everything here, car soap. Move over this way, you got wheel cleaning. So you got the tools here, and then a lot of the wheel cleaning stuff. And then like, tire dressings and trim dressings and things. And then when you make it back on over to that side, you're more into like the interior section. So we really wanted to design this in a way that like, if we mixed all the products together, it's really confusing. So, if you're looking for ceramic protection, you have a wall for that. If you're looking for wax and sealant and polishing, it's on this wall. So really try to make it as easy as possible to figure out and understand. So getting a decent amount of questions in here. Let's see. Yeah, so Juan says, he was the one asking about just like shelf life on the product. He says he lives in California close to the beach. So, hey, Juan, you said weather is good. I think you should say life is good, because that's a great place to be. I grew up in California, and I like visiting, and I for sure would move back. It's like such a beautiful state. Yeah, so Rodney Snyder, again, commented kind of on shelf life. He has a ton of products, and all his graphene products, he like shakes them to make sure they will like separate a little bit, but you can shake them often, but I tend to like take a couple minutes to shake them before I start using them again. So Chester says, can I put the advanced 60 ml bottle in the freezer to extend the shelf life? I wouldn't do like extreme temperatures like that, Chester. And you said open as well. I mean, you really want to put the cap back on, put it in like a temperature control. I'd say like from 50 to 80 degrees is a good like kind of level of temperature that you want to keep it in. And then when you go to open it again, just take a towel and wipe off the crystals around the where the cap would be, kind of the neck of it, and then you're good to go. If you don't wipe the crystals off, what will happen is some crystals will end up on your applicator pad, and then you could potentially scratch your car. So you want to make sure and get those off first. So let's see. Ken Wilson, what's up, Ken? Ken's been here. Got to hang out on the live actually. So I'll answer your question here in a second, Ken, but I just came out of retail and now we're heading into the actual warehouse portion of everything. So while I walk over here, I'll talk. So Ken Wilson, what's the best detail spray to use after washing your vehicle, like one of the detail sprays or a CS3 after putting H2O guarding gloss on? So best detail spray, I think for me, I tend to only use the standard pink detail spray after I've washed my car and it's all wet as a drying aid, because oftentimes I don't have the ability to like pull it inside into the shade. So I want something that's going to be streak free and I'm not going to fight with where I have to go back and fix streaks or dried protection that are in like CS3 or graphene detail spray or things like that. So pink detail spray is kind of my go-to. After I've done that and it's dry, so I'm like avoiding water spots at all costs at that point, the car's dry, then I'll go back over it with CS3 or graphene detail spray, whatever it is. So that's what I like to do. David says, Joe, I'm such a fan of Brilliant Glaze, has given me such confidence in cleaning rear windows. You know what, David? I'm in the same boat as you, man. That's like, Brilliant Glaze is kind of like the cheat code for everything. So I get it. Anton just got his order. So Anton, yeah, I'm glad you got that. Is AutoZone products any good? I hope so, because they're the same ones that we ship out of our warehouse. So, I think the strategy behind AutoZone is, most of those products, I mean, pretty much all of those products are things that people use a lot. So with us being a small outfit, if you ran out of car shampoo at your house, like on a like you ran out one weekend before and then you were going to wash your car on a Saturday and you're like, oh my gosh, I have no car soap. You'd have to, in the history, you'd have to reorder it, and then it would take, 3 to 5 business days, which is generous. And so you'd have to wait. But now with our products in AutoZone, Walmart, and Advanced Auto Parts, you can just run to your local store. Like I have an Advanced Auto Parts across the street from my neighborhood. I can just run in there and grab car shampoo and I'm ready to go. So yeah, that's kind of the idea, like detail spray, car shampoo, iron remover, total interior cleaner, things like that. So, so Jordan also asks, will the Pro Series pressure washer come back in stock or just moving with the 2? I'm not sure on that. I think for right now, we're just focusing on the 2. And hopefully they bring back the 1. But to be honest with you, I think the 2 is better. So I don't know if it's similar costs or even a little bit better costs, but I think the 2, it's just an updated version of it. There's no maintenance to it. It's just a little bit better of a unit. So I'll answer a few more questions here in a second, but I've walked over to, this is where you see me a lot actually on the live. So out here, you're gonna have the wash bay. So we have this big kind of concrete slab here with employee parking, and you guys will recognize this, the big red door, which is in a lot of our videos. And so out here, we got kind of like our washing setup here. And this is where we do a lot of washing, a lot of photos, a lot of video. And so it's really cool to be able to have this here, and I mean, a lot of the employees will even just like come out and wash their cars as well. So having that as a resource is really nice. And a lot of R&D, a lot of video content, stuff like that happens out here. Then when you walk inside, we have the detail bay. And as you can see, we got a lot of shipments going out. So, you know, as we grow, this warehouse becomes less ideal for space. So in the last year or so, you know, we've been staging a lot of outgoing shipments here, whether it's for Amazon, AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts, but this is staging for outgoing huge orders right now. But oftentimes, you know, we'll get a couple days in here and then we'll shoot videos like the most updated video of applying a graphene ceramic coating. And that includes graphene glass coating, graphene ceramic coating advanced, as well as spray coating, especially like on a soft top. That's where we did that. So really, really great space for everybody, not only to stage pallets, but for us to create the education for you guys. So that's the detail bay there. And then as we walk, try to angle this so you guys, it's almost like a first person view. So a lot of our great employees are Scott right there. Scott's awesome. He does a lot of like, we have an overflow warehouse that we house a lot of our products. So we'll take it there and then bring it in here. So as we go down the aisle here, I always like to walk all the way to the back. I think for me, like one of my favorite things is this whole back section, which we would call production, or what I think a lot of people would call is like bottling. So you can see some more champions right here. That's Raul. Yeah, these guys are awesome. Yeah. Here's Sergio. What's up, Sergio?
How you doing? Good.
But as you can see here, we have all of our totes of our products. These all, I was talking about it earlier, like B&B's just up the street. This is what they put it. They put it in these big totes, and it comes here, and then it gets staged here, and then it will get moved over, and then they hand bottle it for the most part. And so it's always like really cool to see. I mean, I don't know, maybe you guys could correct me, but you know, you could, I don't think any of us could get through all this in 1 year. Maybe some people on this live could, but it's always cool to see the totes. Also back here, I just want to show you this. This area back here is kit building. So like our graphene ceramic coating kits, a lot of our limited kits get pieced together back here. So like right now, they're even building like graphene, the spray coating kits. So put them in, and you get everything from the applicators to the towels and everything. So just really great, like hard-working people that just like so refreshing to work with people that like love what they do. So you can see all the borderless gray boxes, but building kits right now, which is pretty cool. Let's see. I got Bob asking me if Adam is still with the company. He is. You know, Adam's role changed a few years back, and he's so passionate about our products. I guess you could say his products, because I always tell him it's his polishes, because it's weird to say, hey, Adam's polishes. I'm like, hey, Adam, your polishes is doing well. But he mainly like goes to events. He appears in a lot of videos. The last video series we did, him and I did it together, which was like really cool. I feel very fortunate that he like trusts me to do that. So yeah, he's very much still involved. I talk to him all the time. He's since he moved to Idaho and the business has sold a couple times, he started collecting cars, and he said, I have too many cars I don't drive, so he sold a lot of them on Bring a Trailer. If you look up Adam's polishes on Bring a Trailer, you can see the cars he sold. You can also see the cars he bids on. So pretty fun. But let's see. So Steve says, graphene detail spray tends to separate the worst for some reason. I don't know why. It looks like it has black flakes floating around in it. The black flakes are really like a piece of the graphene derivative in there, the reduced graphene oxide. So I just recommend like shake it up as much as you can, but some of those black flakes are fine. A lot of it is like the protection kind of solidifying, it doesn't alter the formula too much. So just shake it as much as you can, but all of the reduced graphene oxide and silica and everything is still going to be mixed into your formula, so it's still going to work just as well, you know. So, hey, look, Trevor Johnson's on here. What's up, Trevor? Haven't seen Trevor in a long time. Trevor's an amazing guy. They have a farm. They ceramic coat all their tractors, their semi trucks, and everything. So, I would argue he probably has the cleanest semi trucks and, you know, probably John Deere tractors out there. Let's see. Can you use iron remover on matte paint? I think you can, but you want to be a little bit careful. You know, I would just make sure, like, if you're using iron remover on matte paint, don't like let it fully dry. Like, make sure you're rinsing it. You know, iron remover is not something you want to necessarily let dwell for too long. Like, you don't want it to fully dry on the surface. So I tend to let it get to the point where it's almost going to dry, and then I rinse it off. So let's see. Got a lot of comments in here, but I do want you guys to see this. So right here, curious to see if you guys can guess what product that is. I'll even get closer so you can get a better look at it. Okay, so they've hand bottled this. Now I'll come over here and she's capping it with the pull top. So the pull top should give away what it is. And then she'll put it on this rotating thing here, and then it goes through an automated labeler, and then it ends over here fully labeled and pretty much done. And then once it's over here, she'll take it, she boxes it up, and it looks like this is going to be headache. This is more like a wholesale order or Amazon, because all of our backstock goes in milk crates, but she's just prepping a big order right now. So got some mega foam going. If you think that was a lot of mega foam, here's even more. Okay, so they use these big tables to stage the product after it's been bottled, and then they'll bring it over to the automated labelers. You guys will probably like this too. This is some graphene advanced spray coating, and this is exactly how we bottle it. So you can see it's very much done by hand, and they are like masters at it. If I did this, it would spill everywhere. So they kind of have this system where they have one bottle, they keep a constant flow, and then they can tilt the bottle a certain way and keep it going. So, and by the way, talk about perfection. Like, every bottle is perfectly level. So she'll fill this whole table up, and then they'll go into the labeling phase. So you can really see like how much production is happening in here, you know, on a day-to-day basis. They try to get through like all these totes and everything. So keep coming down here. You'll notice up here they put some totes up top on this pallet racking, and this is connected to, or they can connect the tote to a hydraulic pump. So generally the stuff that goes up here is a little bit more thick of a product. So like this one is wash and wax, this one is tire shine, and I think, I'm not sure what that other one is, but the hydraulic pump really like does a good job of pulling it out and putting it into the bottles. You can really, I might even try to get on the other side, but in here it's bottling tire shine right now. So I can try to show you that. So see, the bottle just got filled, and then they're just moving along like tire shine soldiers. You can see it getting filled. And then once it reaches a certain level, so this is a hydraulic pump working here. Once it gets filled to the right level, then it gets moved along like so. And then she's gonna cap them like that. And then like the other line we were doing, then it moves over this way to the automated labeling machine is right here. So you can see it's labeled, and then it is pushed over and goes on to this rotating thing, and then he's gonna put these in the milk crates, and then the milk crates go to backstock. So we actually, for a long time, we were using cardboard boxes, but you know, our recycling company could not keep up with us. So we actually had a cool idea. Our old COO, Chief Operating Officer, he had the idea to do milk crates so we can just reuse them. So in backstock, once we make it through a crate, then it goes onto a pallet. Once that pallet gets full, then they bring it back over here, and then he can use it to put backstock in again. So pretty cool. Let's see. While I'm standing here, I can do a couple more. ASAP Mimic says, need more merch. I agree. Working on it. Let's see. Ken Wilson says, Chris on vacation, so that's why you're doing the live solo. You know what, Ken? Chris is actually helping the full media team. Kai, Elon, Matthew. They're actually shooting an upcoming release right now at a very special place. So Chris is there as a kind of like a production assistant. He's helping them with, you know, getting ready for the photos and everything. So he was like, I'm going to come back and help the live. And I said, you know what? That thing is more important. I'll be able to handle this on my own. So, so no big deal. Joe, which pad or rag do you use when applying the graphene advanced spray? Also, do apply 3 by 3 foot sections at a time. So, David, we have these like gray microfiber applicators. They're wrapped in a woven microfiber, and that's my favorite thing to use to apply the graphene ceramic coating. It's just easier to hold on to. But if I'm in a pinch and I don't have those applicators, I'll actually take a single soft towel or a borderless gray towel. So they have to be plush towels, and I will fold it into 4. So it's a little bit bigger of a surface area. I'll spray the coating onto that, and then I'll apply it. And I can work in bigger areas like that. And then I make sure I have a fresh plush towel after so I can wipe it off. But I do recommend, if you're gonna do it like that, I guess both ways, doesn't matter, wear gloves. Like, I think it's, I don't always wear gloves, but when I do a big job, when I do a full car, I tend to wear gloves, because it kind of, when you're spraying it into the applicator or a towel, it gets on your skin a lot. And it's not technically like bad for your skin. I think I just more am like, take the proper precautions. So that's just kind of my thing. Let's see. I know I'm skipping over a decent amount of stuff. A lot of you guys said water spot remover, and actually Greg said megafoam, so he was right. A lot of you guys said megafoam, actually. Unknown, nice name, very anonymous, but says, can I use Adam's iron remover as a clay towel lubricant? You actually can, you just don't want the iron remover to fully dry on the surface. So I would say if you're gonna do it like that, work in a little bit smaller sections, but do it on like a cloudy day or overcast day when it's not direct sunlight, where it's gonna dry out really quick. So, but yeah, that's kind of the thing. We actually have a video on YouTube here that is how to clay and, you know, remove iron contamination at the same time, and it kind of touches on that. It's not with a clay towel, but it's with a clay bar. So, so yeah, that's so yeah, that would be, I would say watch that video to really get a sense of like how to do it. RA says, do you still have spray polish? I think we still have sprayable compounds. I don't think we ever released sprayable polish, and I'm not sure why, because we tested it and I thought it was amazing. So not sure, but sprayable compound I think is still available, and I actually really like that product. It like covers your pad really even, especially when you're using microfiber, and it tends to stay open for a little bit longer, meaning it doesn't dust over like as you're using it. So I do really like that product a lot. I don't use it very often. I don't know why. It's a little messy, I think, but I do really like that product. Wigglesway says, hello from England. Love Adam's products. Well, hello from America to England. So that's cool that you're on here. And actually, our one of our main people in the offices was just in London, and we have like a group of people that we work with, and so our president of car care and president of appearance is what we call it. He goes to London quite often, so it's pretty cool. How often do you wash your drying towels? You know, I think if you have visible like dirt and grime on there, I tend to just throw them in the washer. I wash it with standard detergent. Oftentimes I do it with the Towel and Pad Revitalizer is a product we have that's intended to clean your detailing towels. So do it in there. I wash it on warm, and then when I dry it on low, but you can wash it on warm too. Our towels are very durable, and I think that's one thing about our microfiber towels. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're way more high quality, and you can wash them over and over again. I have towels from when I first started working here in 2014 that I still use to this day because they're just such high quality towels. So I think in the long run, it's like a better investment with our towels. It doesn't scratch your car as much, and also you can reuse them over and over again rather than continuing to buy like big packs of disposable microfiber towels. So yeah. Now, we were just in production over here, so we came kind of from this aisle, walk through. This is the label wall. So I think this really shows like how many different products that we have here at Adams Polishes. Every single one of these is a label, different sizes, but you have 16 ounces, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, gallons. You have all kinds of stuff, 32 ounces. So it's really cool to see that. I mean, I think it's cool for me, especially to see how much has grown as far as like SKU list. But yeah. So now we're down this aisle, so you can see very much warehouse look to it. So this is all really, they're palletizing a lot of our products, big cases of it. And then what happens is they take these pallets that have been stacked and palletized, and then that gets shipped to the Amazon warehouse. And so if you guys have bought Adams Polishes on Amazon and it came from them, from Amazon warehouse, like it was Prime shipped or Amazon Prime, then it would come from their warehouse. So there's kind of two forms of Amazon. There's fulfilled by merchant, which would be fulfilled by us from here at the warehouse, and there's fulfilled by Amazon, and that's what this whole aisle is dedicated to. So, we have, Amazon has great data tracking, so we can see our inventory levels at the different warehouses in different states, different regions. And so once it gets to a certain level, it cues them to start palletizing the product. They palletize it, it gets shipped out, goes to the Amazon warehouse, and then you can get it in 2 days essentially. It's just select few products. I mean, the list is growing, but it's a great program. Now this aisle is wholesale. So I don't know if a lot of you guys were here from the beginning, but in the detail bay, back where the second place we stopped, we had a bunch of palletized pallets in there, staged, ready to go out. It came from this aisle. So I think they actually worked overnight because they had some rush shipments. So I think they're already gone. They already got to go home. Hopefully they're sleeping because there's a lot of work. But over here, they're palletizing stuff. And then you can see, like, even in this side, you have Amazon staging, Advanced Auto Parts staging. And then on the other side, you have AutoZone staging. So this is where we palletize everything, gets shipped out to whether it's our wholesalers internationally, domestically, or to brick and mortar. So that's like just cruising all the time. Really cool when they're down here busting. Here's backstock. So I was talking about the milk crates. They put the finished goods in the milk crates and they bring them over here and put them in backstock. And then actually this side over here is on flow rack that's tilted. So on the other side of this, you'll see is fulfillment, where if you order from us online, it's going to come from this line. And so the flow rack, when they're done with the crate, they pull it out and then everything flows down to the bottom. So Let's see. Here's a good question. So Juan says, can I suggest, Joe, why don't you guys create an app? You know, we've talked about it many, many times. And I think for us, our website very much acts as like an app, you know, and I think when it comes to an app, obviously it's very much designed for a mobile device, whether it's Android or Apple phones. But you can't use the app on like a Apple computer or a Windows computer. So our website just feels very versatile, and it's something that adapts to phones. So the way you view our website on your phone is very different than the way you view our website on your desktop computer and even an iPad. So I think for us, I think it's cool, but I don't think it'd be really tough to. We more want to make it a resource, less to really like sell product, push it down people's throats, and more create a more interactive experience where you can track events. So there would be like event coverage, there would be educational videos, more of a resource to create a better like experience with Adams Polishes versus like just buy our stuff. Because you know, we do enough sales, we do enough promotion. You know, I think for us, we want to make sure that all of you guys are having a great experience with our brand. And like same thing with like the live, you know, I think the live is something that gives you inside access to me especially, and also like my goal with it is to help you guys be more comfortable with using Adams Polishes products. So I'd rather the app be more that side of focused rather than it just trying to sell a bunch of stuff on there for no reason, you know. So so Chester says, I've opened a 60 ml bottle of advanced coating, about half full. If stored in the control temperature, can I use it in the spring for a second coat? Chester, thank you for putting this comment up again, because I know I forgot to answer the other one. So yes, you can. As long as it's not solidified in the bottle, you can shake it and then like it comes out as a liquid, you're totally fine. So I have bottles I've opened and closed many, many times. I actually have a bottle of ceramic coating, just a standard 5 to 7 year coating with the silver label. I use that to ceramic coat my golf clubs once a year. So I use ceramic coating for a lot of different things, golf clubs being one of them. So yeah, it's just sitting on my counter, and I have no problems with it. So I do want to show you guys this. I think this is like a pretty cool place to see. So on this computer, this is where like your guys' orders will show up. Okay, and so you get a big long list of orders, and then what happens is they will batch print your orders onto a sheet like this. So your order will come up, and you'll have, you know, your name, your address, what you've ordered. That gets handed to people who pick the orders, and then it will come over here, and then they stage it on this rolling rack here. So you can see, if you're curious if we're selling any pressure washers, the answer is yes, because you have 1, 2, 3 Pro Pressure Washer 2.0 heading out the door right now, and you have some detailing seats and some other stuff heading out too. So they stage your orders here, and then they will get pushed down over here. It gets QC'd, so quality controlled. They check it, and then once that is solidified and done and signed off, then it gets pushed down, and then they box it, and then I'll walk down there and show you the rest of it. But I always like showing everybody this, because this is like pretty cool here. You know, all of our products, they have it very well organized, so we can be as efficient as possible. So generally the way it works is like in the middle here is 16-ounce bottles, okay? Underneath it is gallons, the gallons like this, okay? So you got all the gallons down here, all the 16 ounces up here, and then you have like polishing pads here and other like miscellaneous items. And then over here, you'll have things like your plush microfiber applicators. You'll even get into you know, your graphene ceramic coating applicators, wheel brushes, more wheel brushes, because you need a lot of wheel brushes to clean your wheels. And then down below, you have towels and wash pads and things like that. So you know, really cool. This is like where they pick. This is the side they work the most because that's kind of the high volume stuff. And then on the back wall here, you have the Rupes pads, and then you have our polishers and the Rupes polishers as well. And then when you come over to this side, you have like foam guns, foam cannons, and then a lot of like hard goods down here. You know, so like clay bar, you know, interior brushes, all sorts of things like that. And then when you come to the back right here, this is, I'm sure everybody's gonna want these, but you got your graphene ceramic coating kits like that. And then generally your graphene ceramic coating bottles go in here. And then for everybody who uses a lot of our stuff very consistently, you have 5 gallons, which is pretty cool. So that aisle, I said I would take you guys down there. So this aisle over here where the fulfillment is happening, so like Sam right now, this is Sammy, guys. He's amazing. He probably has touched every single one of your guys' orders because he's the fastest and he does the most, right? He said that's right. So I said I would take you guys down here. So down this aisle we're going, we pretend like we picked orders, comes down here, and then this is QC right here. So she will put the sprayers in, it goes into here, and then it gets pushed down this way, and then they box up the orders down here. So you can actually see, they're on break right now, so I'm trying not to bother them, but you can see like these are finished packaged orders right here. And then it will get pushed down this way. Actually, this is cool. Someone bought a vacuum. That's a really good vacuum. And then it gets pushed down here, keeps going, and then it goes onto this pallet right here. And once this pallet gets stacked up really high, like way up here, then it will get taken this way. Sorry, a little shaky. It gets taken this way, and then you can kind of see gets brought over here. So that just went in there with a forklift. He's putting the wholesale orders in there. But then your orders go into this truck right here. Sorry, cattywampus. And you can see inside the truck here, those are your wrapped pallets with your guys' orders on there. So then every night, a FedEx truck drops off an empty truck in here, and then they switch over and they pick up the full truck here, and then they take it to the FedEx hub, in which then it gets distributed to all the different delivery methods. Like, you know, if it's local, probably into the small like Amazon vans, or if it's going out to a different state, then it goes onto the plane, heads out, and then eventually makes it to your house. So pretty cool like system they have set up there, which is great. And then we're gonna head upstairs right now, and this is where I work at, and this is where the creative team works at. So any of the photos you guys see on like Instagram, any videos you see on YouTube, any of that stuff really gets conceptualized up here, and then we, you know, go out and shoot. Like the team's out right now taking photos of an upcoming launch here pretty soon. So come up here. We call this the safe space, because this is just kind of where a lot of creativity happens, a lot of cool stuff. So you can see we have kind of these pods, and that pod back there, right there, that's like your Amazon marketing. They optimize Amazon listings, you know, hopefully lower prices for you guys to get the product easier. That never happens, right, Denise? Never. Then when you come over to this pod, this is more for our website. So you got people working here, creating plans for sales, things like that. And then as we continue to come over here, this is all the creative team area. So a lot of video, photo, a lot of like pre-planning, but also a lot of like post-production stuff. So, you know, like it's one thing to take a photo, but it's a whole nother thing to edit it and make it look nice. So, so that's where all of that happens. And then this isn't the most pretty room. It's kind of like storage a little bit, but it's always fun to see when you see product photography. It happens on this table right here. And then in the back over here, we have like a little infinity wall that we can do apparel shoots and things like that. So just got like a little bit of space that we can do some more like studio type of photography, and even like some I've done like interviews for videos where I'm like sitting in the kind of like blank space. So I've done that too. And then I always like, this is one of my favorite things. Sometimes when I'm like getting a little bit burnt out with like editing videos and stuff, I'll just come out here and peek down, and you can see like a really cool view of the retail area. A little top down from above the, I call it above the clouds, but really you're above the hex lights. But really like a cool view of the retail space. Come up here and spy on the locals that are here shopping, you know. Let's see, I can answer a couple more questions. Full disclosure, my arms are pretty tired, so let's see. Okay, DCC, just bought a new set of clubs. What's the best way to ceramic coat them? Okay, DCC, first off, I want to know what kind of clubs you got, because I will know, I bet I can name your handicap number if you tell me what clubs you got, because I'm like deep in the golf thing. But the best way to ceramic coat them is I just deep clean them first. So, you know, I don't use like a crazy cleaner. I either kind of pick, I would say either like all-purpose cleaner or tire and rubber cleaner. They just do a good job of like removing dirt. So I'll do like a nice clean on them first. Make sure I have like a brush. Sometimes I'll use our mini cockpit brush to brush out the grooves and everything. And then rinse them off, dry them, and then I'll do a quick surface prep on them. And then once I've done the surface prep, then I just coat the graphene ceramic coating on there. And I do, you know, I think with the graphene ceramic coating, when the solvent starts coming out of it, it can dry and be a little crusty. So I make sure and wipe my clubs off as I'm ceramic coating them, just like I would do to my car. And to be honest with you, I don't know if it helps my game. I think like in the morning when there's dew on the grass, or you know, if it's maybe has rained and all that kind of stuff, I feel like there's not as much water on my club as I'm like coming through my swing. So potentially it could be an enhancement, but I'm not that good at golf to really know if it does anything. So, so yeah. So Jose Vargas says, hello Joe, if it hasn't been asked, number of line items carried on the warehouse and average daily shipments. My warehouse director side is asking. I am the wrong guy to ask that. I have no idea. That would be more of like a ops person question. But I think our like SKU list as Adams Polishes is above 200. It could be even up to like 250. We do some like private label deals with brands that we think are cool and that we work with, like Tacoma Beast is one of them. Cool brand. RTR is another one. So, you know, they'll select a few, like maybe 3 to 4 of our products, and we'll bottle them. We design labels for them and then collaborate with them. So, but as far as like daily shipments, I think it just depends on the time of year, but also what kind of promotions we have going on, you know. So, yeah, just very much. It changes a lot. So, not a big deal. DCC says he has a TaylorMade Sim 2. Those are good clubs, man. We gave some of those away for Father's Day, and this TaylorMade Sim 2, I hit the 7-iron like 260. So they're pretty hot irons there. So you're not going to have a problem with distance, but let's see. Okay, so I have another like pretty good question here. I'm trying to keep up with these as best I can because like I said, this is like a good opportunity for Q&A as well as like a little bit of a tour. But Steve DeRosa says, Joe, not sure if you were able to answer my question or not. Looking to know what's best to use for fabric convertible to protect it. I heard graphene spray coating, but the regular or advanced. So Steve, what I would say, so with the graphene in there, if you, it's black. So like if you have a black convertible top or a dark, very dark color convertible top, the graphene ceramic spray coating advanced, I really like that. It's extremely durable and it works amazing. It makes the convertible top like crazy hydrophobic, and it's more durable than our fabric protectant, so it ends up lasting longer. It makes it easier to clean. So there's a very specific way to do it, and what I would tell you is there's a video here on YouTube that is how to apply a graphene ceramic coating, but it includes, just so you know, in the video, there's a BMW in it that has a convertible top. It's like a charcoal colored BMW with a convertible top. Make sure that, and I think I'm wearing a charcoal colored sweatshirt. Make sure that's a video you're watching, because I actually get to a point where I go through the exact process on how to protect a convertible top with the graphene ceramic spray coating advanced. So I would make sure to check that out. I could walk you through it right now, but that video is a way better resource than me telling you on the live. So make sure to check that out. Yeah, Chester Thomas, Tacoma Beast has taco sauce. Yep, that's we help them with that. Rodney Snyder says, you've broken 80, so you must be a pretty good golfer. I think it depends on the day, Rodney. But I've shot 75 once. Last year, at the end of the year, I was consistently breaking 80. So this year, not so much. Different years, different scores. So now we're in sort of the operations office. So he's not going to turn around because he's camera shy, but that's Kane. He runs the floor in the warehouse. And he watches you guys on security. So be careful with Kane. He's not a guy you want to mess with. He'll chase you on his Harley if you try to do anything. Then a lot of stuff in here is like control, like inventory control for Amazon, for adamspolishes.com. That's Colton right there. You guys have seen Colton a bunch of times. He's the man. This is always kind of fun to show. This is like old school, like Adam's Polishes products. So when Adam was selling at the swap meet, he was doing it like this. Was called scratch out. It was like an oxidation remover, and he would essentially print like these Avery labels and just put them on the bottle and then sell them at a flea market. So this is really like the beginning of what Adam's Polishes was. And you can see a lot of cool, like this, let's see if I can set this down somewhere. This, I actually created this. This is the first iteration of the Circle A logo. You can see how bad I did. It's a little too big and it doesn't have like all the extra cool stuff to it. I started with that, and then we had some of our friends help us to finalize it. So first ever iteration of the Circle A logo there. You guys will like this too. This is, here's kind of like the first iteration of ceramic coating. So when we first launched ceramic coating, I think it was 2015, we had no idea what we were doing, but we really wanted to get it in people's hands. So we had a ceramic wheel coating, we had a ceramic paint coating, and we had a ceramic trim coating. So this was the ceramic wheel coating. It was actually like really good stuff, but non-graphene at the time, just polysilazane based in these bottles. And then this, you guys will like, this is the first ever bottle of graphene ceramic spray coating. This would be like what the silver bottle is. And what happened is we were using it. I was actually testing this at home. This was during COVID. I took the top off of it and moisture got in the bottle, and you can see it turned to jelly essentially. So it's kind of like a testament to the polysilazane product. It's like if it gets mixed with water, that's why you can't mix it with water. You have to mix it with solvent. If you mix it with water, it does that. It gums up and turns to jello and is not usable, to say the least. But got all kinds of stuff. Fine machine polish, car shampoo that was dedicated to Corvette and Camaro. Collaboration with Muck Daddy we did a long time ago to clean your hands. And this is actually kind of cool. This was a hitch that Adam put on his truck, and you would think AP detailing is like Adam's Polishes detailing, but when Adam first started detailing, he started doing this, the name of his business was Always Perfect Detailing. So it just kind of worked out that it was the AP in there. And then when you look down here, all of Adam's collection of vintage car polish, furniture polish, all kinds of stuff. Same with over here too. Got all kinds of stuff. Vintage McGuire's hat, which is pretty sick. Like one of the original bottles of mirror glaze. All kinds of stuff. The breast cancer awareness cyclo polisher. That's pretty cool. One of the Adams branded cyclo polishers, which I love that machine. That's one of my favorite. That's what I learned on essentially. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen, but on our YouTube, if you search on YouTube, Adams Polishes infomercial. Clorox was going to buy Adams Polishes in like 2005, so they funded an infomercial, like your typical cheesy, like, you know, you can get this for $99.99, but today you can get 3 installments of $33.33 type of thing. But JB, who does like a lot of the football on Sunday, he was a host, and then he would host Adam, and they would talk about car care and do all this stuff. And so they got a really cool cutout of JB. And then another cool thing too is he went ahead and signed a football for Adam. Right there. So pretty cool. You guys can kind of read the message if you look at it. These are some of the kind of original instructions for detailing. So before Adam started doing, when he officially started the business 2000, when he did a instructional DVD, before that he would put in laminated step-by-step process on how to do everything, how to detail your car, front and back. And he would always have both, he would have them in English as well as Spanish, because he wanted to make sure that he had it in both languages. And so it's kind of an original laminated thing of the instructions. I bet if you read through that, it wouldn't be all that different from what we talk about today. It's a lot of the fundamentals, you know. Then down here you have even more vintage stuff. This is kind of like what Adams Polishes was before it became it. This was a premium car care product from Germany that Adam used to buy at the local Porsche dealership. And he was actually selling this stuff and using it like crazy. And then he wanted to buy it out. They wouldn't let him. And so he said, okay, I'm just going to do my own thing. So then he started creating all of his own stuff. And some of the other cool things in here, you can see like the instructional DVD. You know, he would put these in all new orders, and it would have everything from cleaning wheels and tires, cleaning your engine, exhaust tips, washing, everything. He would have everything in there. It's upside down, but there's a picture of Adam detailing a bike. So you guys might like this too. I think everybody can relate to that. And then customer service in here. So if you guys have a call, anything you need, that's the room that you call into. So there you go. That's like the operations office and some history of Adams Polishes. And now we're back to where we started with the bikes and everything. So there you go. That's kind of the full-on tour that we have going on here at Adams Polishes. And you know, I would say if you're in town, maybe you're here for a wedding, visiting, whatever, come by. Ask for Joe. I'll come down and hang out. And even if you want, we'll go in the back and I'll show you different things with detailing. That's kind of like my thing. I always have time for everybody. That's kind of like my motto. I don't ever want to not be available. You know, I think it's just good form to be able to be available for everybody. So So yeah, that's the tour of the whole thing. I'll answer a few more questions before I sign off. But would ceramic trim coating make a comeback? Find the graphene one tricky on trims. I would say like we're probably not going to come back. If anything, we would maybe come out with more of a standard ceramic coating that's like super durable. But when it comes to coating trim, like make sure when you put it on, you wipe it off like the way you do paint. And if you need a reference, put it onto your trim, put a little swipe on the paint or the glass so you can see the rainbow react. And then when it's time to wipe it off the glass and the paint, wipe it off of the trim and make sure you do that. Any like excess left over, really it's like the solvent that starts to dry. It comes out of the formula and then it starts to dry on the surface. And we've seen it get chalky on certain like manufacturers' trim, so we know the struggles. So I don't think we'll have a dedicated trim coating, but I just treat it like it's paint almost would be like my best advice for that. Let's see, DCC. He asked if we keep one of every limited. I'll just show you. We don't have all of them. We have a lot of them. But when you come into the customer service office, you can see we pretty much have almost all the limiteds. It's on both walls. It's over here too. This is Colin right here. He just got off the phone with somebody.
Yes, sir.
Making them happy, right?
Absolutely. All the customer support.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're just live giving everyone. We started here, went all the way around, and they wanted to see the limited wall. So I'm like, here you go.
Yeah, we got more. We got some bottle organizers to put up some more.
Yeah. I wonder what would be like the most limited thing we have in here.
Honestly, it would probably be like the Kuwait bottle up there.
Oh, yeah, there you go. If you guys want to see a limited one. We did a limited bottle for our distributor in Kuwait, which is, I'm trying to get to it, that guy right there.
There's an Australia
That's a pretty cool
one too, but I don't know if it's in here.
There's, what's it called?
The
ASSC, Anti-Social Club.
What is the
I still need to bring it, but I have 100K at my house. That's like a real one, because I'm the one who made that.
Yeah, because I think we have 250, 300, and 350.
Yeah. I'll bring it. I don't need it.
That UFO one is pretty rare too.
Here's the RTR I was talking about. I like this one personally. I don't know why. This is like one of my favorites because
Actually, I think that one is the absolute rarest.
this might be the rarest because we never sold this. So in 2016, I think it was, we switched over from our standard logo to the Circle A logo, and this was the first iteration of the label. And so we had these like rush printed to shoot a whole video series with it. And then when we came back from the trip, then we started creating the Circle A logo. But a lot of it's changed. Like you can see there's like some cursive to like the detail spray, and it's just a little bit different. There's a gradient in the A. So I'd say that one is pretty, I mean, that one's not even one that people could get their hands on. So,
and then we have the label for that wedding bottle, but there's only
oh yeah,
10 or 15 of those.
label with the wedding. This is also very limited. We made like 6 bottles for a groom and his groomsmen. And this was like back when Adams Polishes was nobody. And we were like, sure, yeah, we'll do whatever you want. So we just clip arted a picture of the couple, and he gave it to his groomsmen. So that one was like very much sought after for a really long time. I think even some of his groomsmen like sold bottles, but yeah. So I think Ken Wilson was asking what is the live going to be next week. I think it might not apply to everybody on here, but I was thinking about doing a kind of winter preparation thing. I really need to do it on my car, so selfishly I'm gonna do it on the live so I can get some of the work done. But I'll do a winter prep, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the car washed first, because I think everybody kind of understands the washing process on here. But we'll go through and talk about like why I'm gonna do some of the certain things and like the product I'm gonna use and how. Really, I want to talk about like I'm sort of prepping for a very specific type of weather, snow, rain, sleet, ice, like all kinds of stuff, and I'm gonna have to try to get ready for that. So I really want like a fresh coat of graphene ceramic coating before I go into winter to make cleaning my car easier in winter, because I don't like when the magnesium chloride or the salt hangs out on my car for too long. It's not good for the car. So we'll talk about that, a little bit of a winter prep kind of thing. And I think if anything, like, you know, winter prep can also be a good type of process for maybe before you go on a road trip, to like prep your car before you're gonna either see weather or you're gonna see more extreme, dirtiness of your car. So I think that's probably what we're gonna do. So Ken Wilson says, when you come into California? Well, I'm gonna stop off here in about a week because I'm gonna go to Hawaii for a family vacation with my wife, my 2 kids, and my parents. So it's going to be amazing. I'm very excited for that. So, yeah, I see everybody saying thanks for the tour. Anytime. If you come in town, I'll show it to you in person as well. So, I hope today was cool for you guys to experience that, see kind of behind the scenes. I'm really glad I was able to answer some questions as well. So, yeah, I just want you guys to like, we are very passionate about honest polishes here. So, I hope you guys can feel that. So thank you guys for watching. Winter prep next week. I will catch you on the live 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. See you guys.